We know that none of you want to deal with downtime, especially downtime related to fan failure for any of these parts that you see here. So we're going to go through a few things that you can do to maintain your fans on a regular basis and keep them healthy for a long time. So we're going to go down an inspection checklist that you can go through. Standing next to a belt drive fan, it doesn't have guards on it, so it helps us illustrate many of these points a little bit better. So on a V-belt drive fan like this one, every so often get in and check the alignment of your V-belt drive. Make sure that the belt tension is still tight enough, but not too tight. Also check to see if there's any dirt buildup in the belts or if any of the belts have worn down too much. If you have a coupled drive and the motor's over here and you have a coupling, make sure you check the coupling alignment and also grease your coupling. Next, and this one is super critical, we can see the bearings right now, but when the bearings are covered by guards, sometimes you forget that they exist and you don't lubricate them properly. That can have catastrophic consequences, and unfortunately, it is the most common failure point on a fan. So lubricate your bearings. Make sure you set up a schedule and follow that schedule. Inspect the fan wheel and the shaft for wear, corrosion, or material buildup. We can see the shaft right here. The wheel is right inside this housing. You can get in and check that out by popping off the access door over there. Clean or replace your wheel and shaft as required. Check all other metallic components for corrosion and cracks, etc. So check your pedestal, check your housing, check your inlet box if you have one. Make sure you've got no cracking going on in there. Check all of your fasteners for tightness. This one's really important, especially if you have vibrating sources around the fan. On fans that we complete like these, you can see we mark all of our fasteners to show that they've been properly torqued down. Check the vibration isolators for freedom of movement. So if your fan is on vibration isolators, push down on it to make sure that it's moving freely. If it has flex connectors on the outlet or a flex connector on the inlet, make sure there's a little bit of wiggle in that flex connector and it's not pulled too tight. Replace any worn shaft seals. On this fan, we've got a shaft seal right here. So all you have to do is come in here. This is a ceramic felt shaft seal. Pop off the nuts here, pull these half plates off, replace your worn shaft seal with new ceramic felt. If you're running a fan that has elevated temperatures, make sure you don't ever turn the fan off while it's at elevated temperature. Just slow the fan down while the temperature is decreasing and don't turn it off until you're at room temperature inside the fan. Conversely, don't start the fan up also if there's hot gas inside the fan. So you always want to make sure that you start the fan when it's cold, heat it up after it's already going. Finally, most every fan has a motor. It is important to keep the motor clean, dry, and lubricated. Just like fan bearings, motors also have bearings, and there's lubrication points here. And you need to make sure that you get in and lubricate these on a schedule just like you would the fan bearings. And if you're not going to be operating the fan for a while, make sure you store it in a clean, dry environment so that the motor doesn't fill up with water. If you follow all of those maintenance checklist items, your fans should run a long time.